Thanks. I call to order the regular board meeting, GCC regular board meeting, May 13th, 2025 at 4:45 p.m. Thank you. Roll call. Mr. Mark Anderson,
Absent.
Mr. Harry Block,
Present.
Mr. Bruce Mandrek.
Absent. He'll be late.
He will be late. Okay, thank you. Mr. Jack Turner
Present.
and Lily Campbell present. Welcome, everyone. This is such a great-looking group of people here. Gateway Community Charter staff. Thank you. Thank you for being here with us. And thank to those of you who are watching virtually. Welcome, everyone. And so, at this time, we shall continue on with our board meeting. Do we have public comments?
Yes, ma'am. We have one public comment from Hannah Larson. Ms. Larson?
Ms. Larson? Thank you.
You have 3 minutes. I'm going to reset that. Go ahead and push the button. There you go.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Sample and members of the board. My name is Hannah Larson. I am a school social worker in our district and a licensed clinical social worker, the highest level of licensure in our field and currently the only fully licensed employee in the GCC. I'm speaking today with support from other staff, including the other school social worker here at GCC, as well as some of our school counselors and others, to advocate for corrections to the school social worker salary schedule. For some background, school social workers are trained mental health professionals who serve as a link between home, school, and community in providing direct as well as indirect services to students, families, and school personnel. Every day, we work with students facing mental health challenges, trauma, homelessness, and family crises. We collaborate with teachers, administrators, families, and community partners to remove barriers to learning, increase attendance, reduce behavioral issues, and build safer, more connected school communities. Our roles share some commonalities with school counselors, but we do have a separate and distinct role and lens. In the best cases, social workers and counselors work collaboratively to support the whole child in a school setting. In fact, at the last board meeting, the Superintendent Student Advisory Council called for more mental health counseling and resource support. That's exactly what school social workers do. Our students know it, and they're asking for more. Right now, the salary schedule for GCC social workers is far below any of the other surrounding districts. Even matching the school social worker salary line with the counselors would put us behind Natomas and Robla and just comparable with Twin Rivers when comparing daily rates. Additionally, with the change to our calendar approved at the last board meeting, our salary increased only by the daily rate we currently earn, and so we did not receive the 2.5% increase all other positions did. Last year, my school's DCCS paid over $150,000 for a contracted part-time mental health provider. And I know other schools have similar contracts. The problem is that the services offered by these partnerships are limited in scope and availability, and they only scratch the surface of what school social workers are trained and licensed to do. We did not renew the contract, largely because the value of the services we received did not match the cost that we paid. If the salary schedule for social workers was corrected, we could provide a better quality of services to all students for less than GCC is currently spending on contracts. I want to be clear. I do not think this oversight is intentional. However, it is something that we've been trying to get corrected for over 2 years. And I hope that with increased awareness that we can finally make much needed changes. We're already here. We already know our students, we understand the school systems, and we're committed to long-term outcomes, not just short-term solutions. We love the work that we do. We just want to be valued for it. I ask you to please look at and correct the salary schedule and invest in the professionals already serving our schools. Thank you.
Thank you for your information, and Cabinet will be taking a look at it. Thank you.
If I may add one more thing, I do have an informational brochure, if I can provide that. Thank you.
And now we are continuing on with our board meeting. We are now moving into the superintendent's update. Thank you, Superintendent. We're anxious to hear your update.
All right, thank you, Madam President, and good evening, members of the board and members of our audience. Welcome to tonight's board meeting. I will tell you, we have quite a lot of exciting items on our board meeting tonight, from hearing from some of our students to hearing from one of our schools. So I'll make my report out fairly brief. Last month, I did have the opportunity to visit each of our schools for the annual spring presentation. These gatherings kind of allowed the opportunity to share some key updates with our staff as well as our school community and information around the legislative developments, politics, as well as our strategic initiatives. I want to thank our sites for their commitment to helping us make that a exciting, kind of fun, quick day. Just for the board's sake, I actually visited all campuses in one day. Traditionally, this has taken over the course of close to 2 months, but our staff and administrators helped me make it possible to do it on the Monday that we returned from our professional development. On April the 22nd, we were honored to host a deep dive visit with our CTAC and STAC and RTAC. Sergey, did I get all the TACs right? UCLA. And UCLA, thank you. Regarding our community schools work, this was a valuable learning opportunity for our colleagues. I want to say that in terms of the deep dive work, we are the only charter school system in the state of California that has received this kind of deeper look at the work that we're doing to build community and school connection together as we work to meet the needs of the whole child. So I want to thank our Community Engagement Department for coordinating this visit, as well as highlighting our work across the state with what we're doing with our community schools work. On May 4th, we hosted our second annual Innovators Fair at the SMUD Museum of Science and Curiosity. We had over 400 families and 200 non-GCC families come together for an exciting day, and I think somewhere in there you might see me with a picture of an astronaut. Yeah, that is really our principal at CCCS TK8, as well as you'll see our professional learning team that did a phenomenal job of pulling this event together. It was really exciting. This event, as well as last year and this year, continues to ignite curiosity and inspire the next generation of innovators. And so I want to affirm our professional learning team for putting together this wonderful event. On May 7th, myself and Board President Campbell excuse me, had the opportunity and the privilege of attending SAVA's annual CTE showcase. It was really exciting to see our students bringing their learning to life through their projects and skills demonstrations. And I will let you know that I'll let the board president probably have a lot more time on that. So I'm going to stop right there, Madam President, and doing your report later on, you can give all the rest. Other than I have to say that one of our SAC members, Frankie, was climbing up and that's the young man that you see on the ladder of the fire truck. And so, wow, we'll just leave it at that. On May 9th, President Campbell and myself had the opportunity to celebrate our Superintendent Student Advisory Council for their end-of-year celebration, where we recognized each of them for their work, and we presented the students with the resolutions that board you approved at your last meeting. Finally, I'm proud to share, well, I won't say finally, I have a few other things, but I'm proud to share that 35 of our graduating seniors have earned the California State Seal of Biliteracy, recognizing their high proficiency in English and an additional language. This honor celebrates their cultural and linguistic diversity and opens doors for future college and career opportunities. Earning the seal required meeting rigorous academic standards, and we're incredibly proud of their hard work and achievement. And I know our Director of College and Career Readiness will recognize our student later on. Has that student made it here yet? Yes. So, Ashley, why don't you come up and introduce and share more about your students. So Ashley Madden is our Director of College and Career Readiness, and so here she comes.
Good afternoon, Board, Madam President, Superintendent Sample, Cabinet. I'm just here so incredibly proud of our student representative from Sava Power In. This is Damaris, and she earned the seal of biliteracy through a ton of hard work, and I just want to recognize her tonight. Thanks. Yeah.
Well, Damaris, we want to say congratulations on this great accomplishment. And Madam President, anything you want to share with Damaris?
Yes, we are so proud of you, and thank you so much for being here. Do we have anyone with you, a parent or? No. Well, thank you so much, and congratulations. And we're looking forward to seeing what other great things you're going to do as you progress in life. So thank you so much for being here with us tonight, and congratulations. Thank you.
And then, before I get to my last item, on May 10th, we proudly hosted a series of cultural graduations and celebrations, and you'll see those on your screen, honoring the achievements and the heritage of our graduating seniors. These special events included our Chicanx and Latinx graduation celebrations, as well as the Asian Pacific Islander API graduation celebration and the Kente African American cultural celebration. Each event provided a meaningful space for students and their families to celebrate their cultural traditions, reflect on their journeys, and take pride in their unique cultural identities. Our graduating seniors received commemorative stoles to wear at their upcoming graduation ceremony, symbolizing both their accomplishments and their cultural heritage. I want to thank our planners for really their countless hours of work putting this together and the energy that they shared. I will tell you, it just took hearing one of our student speakers speak about why this was so important to her that we did this as an organization that made you just stop and just remember why we do what we do every day. We had some great keynote speakers at each of our events who I think really did a phenomenal job of really speaking to our young people. We had the Vice Mayor of Sacramento who came to our Chicanx and Latinx ceremony. We had a representative from Sac State, Dr. Nikki Kamsuksai. Yeah, you're going to let me do it. I'm going to get in trouble. Who did a phenomenal job of speaking to our Asian and Pacific Islander. And then we had our own Mr. Mike from Sava El Grove who closed out the evening. Next Saturday, we will be welcoming and celebrating our Slavic heritage at their ceremony, and so we're looking forward. Madam President, I want to give space for you because you joined me on the full day of activities.
Yes, I did, and it was something to behold. We thoroughly enjoyed the event. What he didn't tell you was all of the parents who were there had a chance at each of the events to have food served to them, which was very good, from noodles and chicken to the kinds of pastry for the Chicano X, and then the Kente, we had a full meal, barbecued chicken, greens, mac and cheese. Everything was so well done. Thank you, Communications Department, for working with the people, and the speakers were phenomenal. They were all very, very good. I wish we could have had more of you there to see what it really meant. But thank you so much to those of you who worked so hard to put it together. Yeah, I was looking for you. There you are. To put each of the events together, and to thank you for your hard work. It can only get bigger and better next year, and I'm sure this was just the beginning, and we will see a lot more that will take place next year and the years after that. So thank you.
So I want to publicly just recognize Julia and Ariana from Sava North Market and Maisha for their coordination of these 3 events, and then Sergey and his team of Paulina, who will be coordinating next week. So I just want to take the opportunity to recognize these individuals, as well as thank the GCC Foundation for their generous support of our event. All right, so next we have our AI Mavericks recognition, and I'm going to start, but Dr. Gold is going to finish and share a little bit more. But tonight we do want to recognize the AI, artificial intelligence Mavericks. Every time I think of Mavericks, I feel like I'm thinking of Top Gun or something. For their exceptional leadership in advancing Gateway's AI initiatives. This dedicated group has been on a 2-year journey, and we've now reached the end of year 2. In the first year, they helped lay the foundation for our understanding of AI and how it can be safely and integrated into our work. This year, their focus has shifted to building staff capacity. They led a wide range of professional learning sessions and were instrumental in developing our AI use guidelines and the work that we're doing there. I want to just thank the AI Mavericks for their time, your energy, your passion, your innovation that you brought every day, and your leadership really has been the foundation for our continued growth in this exciting and really evolving space. I want to affirm Dr. Gold and her leadership of this team, and I'm looking forward to, and by the way, this speech may have been created by AI. It wasn't. But really want to thank each of you for really your heart, your passion in this area. I believe that there may have been a T-shirt design. Is that, did I get that right?
It was. We had a little design competition in our last meeting.
Okay, so is there going to be an unveiling?
There is.
All right, so Dr. Gold, why don't you come and talk a little bit about AI and unveil?
Thank you, Mr. Sample. Not too many words. You guys know we've spoke a lot about artificial intelligence and our movement being trailblazers. Could not have done that work without all these incredible educators behind me. As I said, we had representatives from every single one of our school sites and all of our business departments as well to make sure that we were really looking at all perspectives. Our goal was not just to make an impact on our organization, but regionally, and then at the last board meeting, I got to talk to you about how we're also making a global impact. Mavericks, I'm very excited to note that Mr. Sample has approved for us to continue our work next year for year 3. For those of you who would like to continue with us, and that year 3 will really work on full student implementation as well as the AI literacy. We were being very, very strategic because it is a very powerful technology, and we wanted to make sure that we were very intentional. So we did just complete our student guidelines. Admin have reviewed it, and now it's going to teachers. So super excited about that work. So I do want to recognize those who are here, as well as unveil our t-shirt. So if I say your name, if you can just please stand. Well, actually, let's unveil the shirt. Then you'll stand, and then we're going to go take a picture, and you guys will get your shirts. So super excited. We did a little design competition. Some of this was created, of course, by AI. So are you guys ready? So the winner of our competition was Kari Nestler's design. So, Kari. And board members, you all have one of these. And then on the front, our logo that we will be putting on all of our presentations was created by Raymond. And I really want to affirm him because he got a lot of late night emails from me. Because I'm like, I'd really like our name in it. And can you make that till to match the till on the back? And that didn't happen at the same time. So Raymond, thank you for that. And then also our certificates are super excited. Montessa was also tied, so on your certificates you're getting has the logo that Montessa also created. So we like to add it. Also, I want to affirm Ms. DeMarco because she did help with some of these creations. If you make it in AI, it's not really great at reproducing the image exactly the same. So I went to go see brilliant Ms. DeMarco, so humans are still needed. to make sure it was to perfection. And I also want to affirm our GCC Foundation because they are the ones who donated the t-shirts for us, so thank you to them. So on that, I'm going to recognize the staff, and if you are here, if you can just please stand, and then we're gonna go ahead and come up. Actually, Mr. Peer, I'm gonna recognize you first, and if you can help pass them out, and then we'll do a picture. So first up, we have Paula. Paula, if you're here, please stand. Nicole, and Nicole Still, sorry. We have a couple of Nicoles, sorry. Nicole Still, Brandon Bagazi, Raymond, Redmond, Nathan Lee, Lydia J, Kari Nestler, Nicole Strobel, Dara Patel, Angie, Prexayavon, Bureaunes. I did practice that. We have Yvonne Grasser, Joshua, Nicole Duran, Jeffrey Munch, Rindy, Montessa, Celeste, Adam, Sean, Adrian, Ann, Robin, Ashley Madden, and Jade Johnson. Did I miss anyone? Let's give them a hand. Let's give a hand to those Mavericks.
I see you're,
All my stuff is there.
no, what I'm gonna do is just keep it. I don't wanna roll over. Yeah, grab it. Yeah, I'm like, I don't wanna roll over. All right, everyone, you're gonna have to get close. It's like an AI image. The tighter you are, that's the better. All right. Superintendent's report.
Thank all of you. I know you're leaving now, but I really want to thank you for your work, and this is just the beginning, and we really appreciate Dr. Gold taking the lead on this and all of you working with her, because, and I have to again say this is something that one of our board members talked to the superintendent about. He said, we need to start looking at it. And from that statement, this is what has developed. Jack, thank you very much for your inspiration and having us to take a look at this and see where it has grown at this point. So thank you, board member. And that's what we do. So thank you.
I must say, I really take no credit. I was just fascinated by it, and we absolutely have a leadership in AI. Thank you very, very much. And to the staff and the people that are participating in it. I really think it's a gift for the GCC and will pay off into the future.
Dr. Gold, I need to tell you this. I was at a conference last week. That's why I wasn't with you at the museum. But they had a workshop on AI, and I was in a workshop on independent study there were two of us in independent study, and people were hanging out the room on AI. They didn't have enough chairs. And I thought about you, and I called, she should have been here doing her work at this workshop. But it is very popular, and it is something that the schools are looking at. So I just wanted to share that with you, that I thought about you and wish you had been there, but I know you were doing something else. Thank you. Okay. Board members, any other comments, anything else at this point? Thank you, Superintendent, for your report. Really appreciate it. I hear a baby. Oh, sweetie. Thank you. All right, we got a big agenda, so we want to continue to move on as we go through our agenda. We're in study session, and the next item will be Washington, D.C. student presentation. Hey, we're looking forward to that. Yes.
Well, good evening, Madam President, Superintendent Sample, and Board. I am just going to make an introduction tonight and then pass the microphone over. We have our Saba Middle School teacher, Michelle Fullerton, here tonight, and she spearheaded this trip from the staff end. And she brought a team of teachers and 3 amazing students to share about their experience in D.C., which was, what, just over a month ago now?
Yeah.
Just over a month ago. So I'm going to pass it to you, Michelle, and we can't wait to hear from students on their time in D.C.
Thank you, Mr. Elliott. All right, good evening. Thank you for having us. I'm Michelle Fullerton. I'm a teacher at middle school Saba Power Inn, and I did coordinate this trip. It was the first time for Saba, and it was an amazing experience. So I brought some students and another staff member who went. We're going to speak about it briefly, and then I'll close this out.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mr. Miller. I teach history at the Power Inn campus, and I was fortunate enough to chaperone the trip. I'm just going to briefly highlight a couple things. These are just a smattering of over 1,200 photos that we took. We walked over 30 miles. We walked 30 miles on this trip. Had an amazing, amazing time with the students from the Arlington Cemetery there all the way to 2 Natural History Museum and the American History Museum that we got to see, and then the wonderful tour of the Capitol. So it was an amazing, amazing time, and I'll let the students share their experiences.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Gabriel Wedding. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to go on the Washington, D.C. trip. One of the most meaningful parts of our experience was visiting the Hall of Democracy at the Smithsonian Museum of American History. Earlier this year, we started a project-based learning unit that explored the founding of our country and the fight for American democracy. At the museum, it felt like the project came to life. We saw actual artifacts from the Revolution and tools used by the Founding Fathers, and early American documents, and even a real newspaper printing press. It was powerful to stand in front of the objects we'd only seen in pictures and realize how real and human that history is. Thank you for helping us connect our classroom learning with the actual story of our nation. This made history unforgettable.
Good evening. My name is Evan, and thank you for having us on the Washington, D.C. trip of 2025. This trip has changed me as I want to travel more now and see more of the world and what it has to offer. It was great to be able to see our history and all of the people who shared the same interest. One thing that stuck out to me was all the history Washington, D.C. contains in one city. Along with all the different cultures and people and their food. I'm hoping in the future that I can go on more amazing trips like the Washington, D.C. trip.
Good evening. My name is Shayla Linares. Thank you so much for making our Washington, D.C. trip possible. I had no idea how much I would learn from this experience. Each museum taught me something different and something I'll never forget. At the Smithsonian Museum of American History, I stood in front of the Star-Spangled Banner. I've seen pictures of it in textbooks, but seeing the actual flag that flew over Fort McHenry during the War of 1812 gave me the chills. I was like touching the past. Then the Natural History Museum helped me realize how diverse and beautiful life on our planet really is. From ancient fossils to creatures still alive today. I learned that The world is so much bigger and more complex than I've ever imagined. But the African American Museum was the most powerful, seeing all the artifacts of the fight for freedom, things we've studied in class, was emotional. It made me think deeply about our history and about injustice and about how people stood up to change the world. Thank you for giving us the chance to learn like this.
Oh, she gets me every time she's read that. It just makes me tear up. We can't thank you enough for this opportunity. It's been amazing. These kids came back with just a different look in their eyes, the maturity. One of them didn't want to go anywhere before they left. I don't want to go. And I'm like, you really do. And now he just wants to travel everywhere. So it's been amazing. Again, thank you. I'm getting ready to get started for next year and open the opportunity for other kids. So thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
So how many did you have?
We,
3 here and...
We had 5 students and 2 staff that went.
5
Yes.
students.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
amazing.
You brought back an experience for all of us. We're so happy you were able to go and to see, and what you just told us, how it has changed you, is just phenomenal. Thank you for sharing that with us. And board members, I have a thank you card here. What else is there to say? GCC board, but thank you. We want to thank you for this amazing opportunity, and we will never forget the experience. And I'll pass this around because they also sent us a couple of tickets. Thank you so very much. And we're so glad the board was able to say yes and to give you students the opportunity. Board members, anything else?
I was going to say, I've been there several times, and I just love going back to D.C., but I hate New York.
I've been to Washington twice, but I didn't see much because I was at a meeting.
Yeah.
And I was in the meeting for days, in my sorority meeting, but Washington, D.C. is something else to see. It really is. Before you leave, we would like to get a picture with
We would
you.
love it.
So,
Thank
yes,
you.
come on up.
All right, thank you.
Anything else, board members, at this time? All right, we'll get, parents, do we have any parents here we want to recognize? Any parents with the students? No? Okay, thank you.
Just us parents, just us teacher parents.
You want me to move it?
I don't know where I'm going. Should I go anywhere? Okay, all right. Yeah, he's our history buff, so he. I already knew. Yes, he knows more than a lot of us.
Is that right?
Thank you so much. It was, every time I think about it, thank you.
Thank you.
Come back.
Thank you, guys.
All right. And now we're moving on. And students, you may go home if you wish. At this time, you may be excused so you can get ready for school tomorrow. Go do your homework now. Homework. Thank And now we are ready for another exciting report. Futures High School Annual School Report. And we are ready for it. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Madam President, Board,
Mr. Sample, thanks for having me here today, talk about how great Futures is and all the things we've done this last year. Melissa, thank you for the water. Really appreciate it so much. I love how everybody knows about that too.
You have 2 bottles.
I did bring my own. I came prepared this time. All right, so this year at Futures, we had a lot to celebrate. To start, we earned a 5-year charter renewal, a strong sign of our trust and work that we're doing at Futures. And we also kept our status as CKH Showcase, National Showcase School. So I have 6 years. I was trying to figure out exactly how many years we were. I know the last 3 years we worked really hard at what we've been doing at Futures with CKH. So I really, not really sure about if it was 6 years or not, but I need to kind of verify that one. I feel like everybody since COVID started was the first year. But anyways. Junior Achievement Stock Market Challenge, we've been talking about that a lot lately. We're a strong showing again for 3 years now, first place. Now we're looking to send our kids over to Georgia for the national tournament competition. On campus, Officer Usher, this year was our first year that we've had a school resource officer that we felt was a great presence on campus, who built a lot of relationships with our students and our staff, and he was much help and appreciated for not just Futures, but also for Higher Learning Academy. More students than we've had in the last couple of years, and we've always had kind of right around a good number of students taking dual enrollment. So dual enrollments continue to be one of our great programs that we have at Futures. Again, over this year, we've had 110, which we'll talk a little bit more about it in the later slides, but 110 students have participated in dual enrollment courses this year at Futures, and that number tends to be, the last couple of years have been roughly right around there, anywhere from 100 to about 80 or so. So really proud that our students are taking advantage of such a great program, and we're looking forward to see where that continues to grow. We also pushed forward with our supports with PBIS. We've just completed PBIS Tier 2. Expanded biomedical program. Our biomedical class and teachers, they have their own Instagram page. They're called the Bioheads. So if you have Instagram, you want to check them out. They post a lot about what they do in the class, and they're really pumped and excited about that Instagram. This year, we've also added 4 new intervention classes within our master schedule. So we had 2 reading and 2 math intervention classes for students who need a little bit extra support. We've also tripled our Quest intervention reading, which we used to have only 1 teacher. Now we've had 3 teachers who support a few extra students during our Quest time. This year, we've also engaged in our Seal of Civic Engagement, where our students are earning a seal and if they feel that's something that's give back to, what's the term, I guess, give back to the community, something they feel really proud in. They were also able to go to the legislative day that we had, so they were able to actually present to people who make these decisions, so it was really great to see them have the opportunity to do that. And as well, this year we were able to have Maisha Britt on staff and the community engagement specialist, so having her on campus has been a great support with our communications, and then as well just on giving back to our community and keeping us doing our part as a school. All right, so let's talk a little bit about learning. Across the board, we saw growth in our CAS scores. ELA scores went up 6% school-wide, with English learners up to 10% and Hispanic Latino students up 22%, which we've all showed incredible gains in English. In math, we saw 10% school-wide growth with similar gains amongst our English learners and Latino students. Science scores rose 6 points, and our EL progress is nearing 40%, and our college and career indicators hit 26.5%. During our SLP, driving the growth with our focus on structured academic talk. To support our school-wide learning plan, we created 3 targeted PLC groups: classroom management, depth of knowledge, or DOK, and academic language. Each team worked through 3 mini cycles, and as a result, 100% of our teachers had showed some improvement and growth in students who engage with one another, talking, thinking, and collaborating. Some interventions. So what you see here is our reading intervention classes and using iReady as a diagnostics. In reading, 60% of our students showed growth, with 40% jumping more than 1 grade level. And in math, 65% grew, with 41% moving more than a full level. I want to give a shout out to Ms. Schaefer, who is our intervention teacher, and also Ms. Underwood, who helped support with the reading, and Ms. Rubin, who also supported in the math. So across the board, it takes a team, it takes a village to really kind of get our intervention program up and running. This year was our first year that we added that to our master schedule. It was something that we continue to keep adapting, keep learning, figuring out where the needs were, and we're really excited to where this is going to go for next year. And that's just our math data that I just also reported on. So in iReady, so we were only able to do 2 diagnostics before our presentation. Right now, we're currently in our 3rd diagnostic, so the numbers here are just from the first 2. So more performing on or above grade level, we grows 9%. Students who have 1 grade below improved 4% overall, and we have a small gain of students who improved 2 grades below. But one of the big numbers is that we're reducing the number of students who are 3 or more below by 14% in English. iReady for math. We increased 11% are not performing at grade level. We've gained 3% students with 1 grade level or more, and then a reduction of 12% of students with 3 or more. So we're continuing to keep making growth, and historically, Futures has shown progress and growth over the course of the 3 diagnostics of the entire year. So I only anticipate our numbers to be right around what we see here now in the first 2, and probably a lot more growth across the board. Leadership. So leadership also played a big role this year. First and foremost, we were able to add a 2nd vice principal. Ms. Brannigan joined the team. Ms. Brannigan was a longtime teacher, was an instructional coach, and then her strengths and what she brings to the team showed a lot in leadership, so we were able to get her on board as the admin team. We've added Miss Underwood she's an English teacher that we hired mid-year. I just want to make note of that in December. But she shows a lot of leadership qualities and instruction, which is why we had her on the site leadership team. Miss Houston joined Teacher Leaders this year. She shows potential growth and potentials on being an extraordinary leader in education, and we're really excited to what she's going to be doing this year in her project. We've also empowered new teachers to be part of our CKH Process Champions, to lead professional learning communities, and then also just a shout out again to the AI Maverick team and Mr. Clef, who helped lead the way for Futures. Equity. So we added more math, and this is for what we've been doing for our students. We've added more reading and math intervention classes, like I said, we added that to our master schedule. We're really excited on what we were able to accomplish in that small window, especially like I said earlier, we were continuing to adapting, we were evolving, we were seeing where the needs were, and so we're really happy to where we are moving into our next school year. Another thing that we did is we aligned our calendar with HLA to give our families more dedicated conference time, and we used their model to kind of help us get more opportunities to speak to our families. Students also explored college options. So this year we were able to attend the Historically Black College University Fair. We were able to send a few students over to that event, and 2 of our seniors were accepted to more than 3 Historically Black College universities the day of the event. It was quite the experience when I was at a birthday party. Maisha called me. She was like, hey, I need you to sign a bunch of transcripts. And I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, well, we have a couple kids who are being accepted into colleges, and I need your signature. I was like, I pinged her. I was like, I'm at the park. We're at this birthday party. Come on over. Within 30 minutes, she came over, signed a bunch of transcripts. She ran back. So it was like, my wife, she was going, what is going on? Who is that? And I'm like, you don't even know? But it's for a good thing, trust me. So well-being, when it comes to well-being and student well-being, we continue to improve on how we respond. We aligned support teams, refined in our MTSS strategies, and kept PBIS practices growing. It's important for us to continue to keep exploring whatever resources and options that we have at Futures, but also within GCC. And I want to give a big shout out to Miss Ashley, our social worker, Craig, our school psych, our 2 counselors, Tatiana and Lumia, and also a shout out to Miss Christina Gonzalez, counselor for HLA. As a team, they continue to keep working together. They talk about students. We meet monthly for Tier 2 and Tier 3 supports. We're constantly figuring out how we can better support our students. And as a team, it's really something that they take on, and they take so much pride in what they do. And it's great to see that the students are really taking advantage of the resources they have on campus through them. We also open the doors for more opportunities for students. So our biomedical pathway, this is our second year in biomed. So our first one is Principles of Biomedical Science, which was a huge success. We increased that to an additional class, and now our second class in that pathway is Body Systems. So currently we have one class of Body Systems. Like I mentioned earlier, our dual enrollment program continues to thrive. We continue to keep having between anywhere from 80 to 100 students throughout the year taking advantage of dual enrollment courses. Currently, right now, we have 82 students currently enrolled in dual enrollment. And I just want to give a big shout out to Ms. Tatiana Palashuk, our academic counselors for our 9th and 11th grade, but has taken a huge passion in the dual enrollment program and the success of our students and what that's offering to them. And through that, we've had 11 juniors this year graduating early because of dual enrollment and the hard work that they put into taking those college courses on campus. On campus, we do have 2 classes that are designated for students to have opportunities to take their college classes and to work while they're on site, so they don't have to do any work outside, which is what dual enrollment is supposed to be geared towards. It's not to allow them to have other more on top of their plate already from what they have just from high school. So we give an opportunity, and we have 2 classes on that. And then hopefully we're looking at possibly adding a 3rd because of the high number of students who need that extra support during the day, which we could look at adding into next school year. We continue to offer AP classes like AP Lit, AP Lang, AP US, and Pre-Calc, and we added AP World this last year to give students more challenges and choices. On the engagement front, our attendance campaign made a big impact. So follow me a little bit. So August 2023 to February 2024 versus August 2024 through February 2025. Okay, so just follow me along here. We had 62% fewer tardies in that span, in those 2 windows, and 77% fewer cut classes from August to February from last school year compared to this school year's. And that's a huge part into the work that Ms. Buddha, our vice principal, did with attendance. This was something that she pretty much, we started talking about this last year towards the end, and this was a big project of hers that she continued to keep improving through interventions and communications with families, working with students, working on contracts. It was a huge success in what we were able to do, especially with Ms. Buddha, somebody who I have full faith and confidence in data and in following through. And when she gets laser focused, she can really devote a lot of energy towards. And so showing that is seen as a huge success in just year 1 of something that was implemented and some of the stuff that we were able to work on. So just a huge shout out to her. We continue to stay with our athletic programs and our offerings that we have: basketball, volleyball, soccer, wrestling, cross country, golf, and flag football. And just some extracurriculars. We continue to have a few clubs on campus. One of our longest running club right now is Dungeons and Dragons. It's a card game. Our students like to really show off on what they have, and Mr. Gutierrez is a history teacher who continues to show up, be there after school for the students who are very involved in that club. But one of our new clubs that we have is BSU, our Black Student Union. We were able to bring that through the help and guidance of Ms. Maisha and our lead teacher, Ms. Houston, who is the full advisor for BSU. So we're looking forward to having more cultural clubs on campus that will give students voice and opportunities to be comfortable and to socialize, meet friends, meet new people. Leadership and NHS are continue our clubs that we do have. These are leadership are what we do our rallies with, our student life, and then NHS is a very community-based group that we have as an opportunity for students who are very involved in their community. And just a few more slides. We were able to really take advantage of our field trips this year. giving more students opportunities to go visit colleges, starting it earlier. We usually tend to be like a junior, senior group, but we really wanted to focus on our freshmen and sophomores, getting them opportunities to visit other colleges and getting them that exposure. And then, everything is learning-based, so our science teacher really took advantages of going to zoos and planetariums and botanical gardens and the fun stuff that the kids love to do. So what's next? With the vision of Superintendent Sample, we will build an early college program to futures and set us apart from the other high schools in our area. We want to continue to keep talking about facility upgrades and expanding support systems for our students. We're pushing forward with CTE and internship opportunities with our team that we have at GCC, and we're really already preparing for our WASC self-study in March of 2026. And finally, to keep students grounded and supported, we've added Navigate 360 lessons for SEL and interventions. And then lastly, what I just want to say is that Futures continues to push academics, growth, and support through the ways that we've showed with you today. And we will continue to do so until Futures can be one of the best high schools in Sacramento. Thank you. And at this time, if there are any questions, I'm here for questions.
I want to thank you for your detailed and insightful presentation. It was impressive to see the recovery from learning loss, and I know it's going to be a slow process to make up, but those increases in the testing scores are something to be applauded. Also, I would like to congratulate you on your efforts on getting retention and dealing with the absentee rates. I think that's another factor that we need to really bring down, so I appreciate that information. I'm kind of intrigued with broadcasting and media only because I taught mass communication and broadcasting at one time. Can you elaborate on how you plan to deliver that to the students? Are you looking at setting up a small studio, or how do you plan to get students involved with that?
I'll set up whatever you guys say it's okay to do. No, but so we have an English teacher right now who's had over 25 years of experience in broadcasting and radio. And we're always looking to try to explore CTE pathways, and we know that SAVA has had a broadcasting pathway, so kind of building connections. Working with Ashley Madden, Maisha, trying to get connected with the teacher over at SAVA, building that curriculum. So it was something, and Futures is always looking at new electives, so we also kind of tied, okay, this is going to be an elective opportunity, so we're going to use some of the curriculum and kind of hopefully supplement for our teacher on how we can deliver that, but it'll be delivered as an elective. Maybe in the future we continue to keep using that and build a pathway for CTE. So.
Well, I think it's for many students it's really some activity that they really would like to pursue, and it's something that I applaud that you're doing it. So anyway, thank you for your presentation.
Welcome. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. Thank you so much. We really appreciate the report and all of the work that is being done. Have you seen, with having more staff, such as Maisha, that the relationships of the students have gotten better or worse? Or you want to talk about that?
Well, I think anytime you get a opportunity to bring more staff, students tend to flow to that person. They want to know about them. Our students are very curious. And I would say having personalities and great characteristics like Maisha and other staff members, I think it's always a great thing. Gives students opportunities to find somebody they can build a relationship with and somebody they connect with.
Maisha, I didn't mean that you caused it, but maybe. We thank you for being there. We really do. And we have met some wonderful students. I have from Futures through the Superintendent's Council.
Yep.
And I've fallen in love with a lot of your students there. So I want to thank you for letting us have those students. And thank you for the work that you're doing. And we just want you to continue. Now, all of your staff members, we want to see you. Who are you? Where are you? So we can thank you. Thank you. Because she couldn't do it by himself, so thank you for the work that you do to make this happen, make Futures become the school that it is.
Yep.
So thank you again. Thank all
Right.
of you.
Thank you.
Superintendent, you have anything to say? Anything? No, ma'am. Okay. All right, we shall continue on with our board meeting. And we are now down to consent agenda items. All right, board members, I'm going to read through them because we have quite a few. I was going to ask you very quickly to talk about the trip that we're going to, that's on our approved, for the students to go to Georgia, so that the people who are listening will understand what it's all about. I'm sorry, that was one thing I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, no problem. So locally, there was a competition, a junior achievement, where students were involved in a stock market challenge where they were given $1 million, and within that $1 million, they needed to try to invest and earn as much money as they can and as quickly as possible. It was supposed to simulate 16 days of the stock market exchange, although they were only given an hour, so the hour is supposed to simulate 16 days. So our students had a game plan. They knew exactly what they needed to do and how they needed to do it. And so they ended up spending a lot of money on investing and buying really big, and they earned $3 million, which earned them first place in the competition. So with that being said, though, they then qualified to compete at a national level in Georgia. And so that's where this comes up. And so this will be the first time that, we've been able to do something like this. So I have no idea what it's going to tell. I'm hoping for the best. We've got some really bright kids who are, buy, and that's all they talk about. So we're really pumped and excited to see what they're going to do. So.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
that. I hate to put you on, but I think it was really good information for people who are listening in for our board. So with that, we're going to go into our consent agenda items, board members. Approve adoption of GCC board meeting minutes, 4/8/25. Approve personnel consent agenda. Approve purchases over $30,000. Approve disposal and surplus technology. Approve lease agreement 3147 Dwight Road, Suite 100, 400, 3137 Dwight Road, Suite 400 and 700 Elk Grove, California. Approve job description update revisions. Approve DOS status, Elk Grove, Salva Elk Grove, and Salva Sacramento. Approve board policy revised. Approve school field trips. Approve CCCS Shakespeare Festival Oregon field trip 10/5, 10/10 overnight. And approve Futures High School, Georgia State University, Atlanta, Georgia field trip 6/8 to 6/12. So those are the consent agenda items. I will entertain a motion.
Move approval of the consent agenda.
All right, may I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any other discussion, questions? Mr. Block, do you have your hand up?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'd like to discuss number 5, approve lease agreement. I want to understand what that is with the suites that they're looking at.
Yes, thank you, Director Block. I'm going to ask Assistant Superintendent Elliott, who's been working with our real estate team on this project. Mr. Elliott?
Yes, so at 3137, we are renewing 2 leases that we are currently already in. And at 3147, that building is split into 2 different sections. We're currently in half of that building, and we are going to be expanding into the second half, where we'll be able to grow our middle school program at Salva Elk Grove a little bit bigger than we can now in a smaller suite.
When I was looking at the prices that they're costing, I think we can buy a building for all the prices that we're paying for all these buildings. Is that possible?
If the buildings are for sale, we could always look at that, but unfortunately, we would have to, there are no buildings for sale in the area of where the school currently is located, and that would require a material revision if we were to move somewhere else to purchase a property. So that's a much bigger piece that we would have to look into.
Okay.
Also, I still have number, approved purchase over 30,000. Let me go back to that one.
What?
Number 3.
Number 3,
Yeah, Capture Kid Heart. I thought we was, where are we with that?
Capture Kids' Heart, who wants to take that?
I can speak to that as well. So, Mr. Block, we have significantly reduced the cost of that contract compared to prior years. This year, we're going to be holding just one Capturing Kids' Hearts 1 training for our brand-new staff members so that they can learn about the process that we use system-wide here at the GCC. And then in addition to the one training for new teachers, we do have what's called traction visits where Capturing Kids' Hearts will have staff on site working with our teams periodically throughout the year.
And just to add to that, Director Block, this number is significantly less than it has been in previous years. So this is the bare minimum that we are doing to still keep within the program.
We don't have anyone local that can do that we can, has training and can.
With Capturing Kids' Hearts, there is not a train-the-trainer model. It is very specific from the flipping group, so that train-the-trainer is not an option with this program.
Right, we can't utilize their program for the training, so, yeah, it has to be through them.
Okay, let's see, it was something else. What was it? I think that's,
You have another?
I'm looking at it. Okay, that's it.
That's it? Okay, any other discussions, any other questions or concerns? Hearing none, roll call for the consent agenda items. Ms. Harry Block,
Yeah.
Mr. Bruce Mandrick,
Yes.
Jack Turner,
Yes.
Lily Campbell, yes. The agenda items have been approved by the board. All right. We are now into, okay, I'm trying to figure out where we are here. Excuse me one minute. Okay, item 11, personnel. Approved declaration of need for fully qualified educators.
Move approval.
Move approval.
I'll second.
Second. Any other discussion, questions? Hearing none, seeing none, roll call. Harry Block,
Yes.
Bruce Mandrick,
Yes.
Jack Turner,
Yes.
Lily Campbell, yes. So that item has been approved. And I think that is it until we now enter board comments. And then we will be moving for closed session. Board comments. I think I had some more comments that I needed to talk about, but I know we're pushing for time. But as you heard the superintendents talk about the many things that we've done, SAVA, that's the first one. I thoroughly enjoyed coming over for the showcase. Yeah, SAVA showcase, yeah. I had a great time. I was tired when I got home because I ended up dancing with one of the students, and he showed me up. I gave him a handshake and told him he was better. So we had a great, great time. And the student who went on the ladder, he went all the way up and came down. That was
Breathtaking. Frankie.
Frankie. That was Frankie. He's also on the council. So we had a chance to talk to Frankie. Everything was so very well done, and it was such an enjoyable day. So thank you. We really appreciate all of the work. And now the cultural graduations, our culture events. Very well done. Thank you again, all of you, for the hard work, the dedication, for putting that together. It was very informative. The speakers were great, and you guys did a great job with the food and entertaining the parents. I just want to see more next year. So I know we'll be having more. So thank you again for that work. Did I miss anything?
I think you captured, we've been spending a lot of time
We've been
together.
spending a lot of time together, we sure have. And I apologize. Oh, yes, I did miss something. I did attend the North State Conference, and that's why I was not at the museum. But I sure miss a lot of my people, too, who were not there. So we need my president of the North Charter Group and a lot of you who have been attending were not there. But the one thing that I did really spend a lot of time with, how to protect and empower your undocumented students. And I brought this back to give to the superintendent to make sure, and it was from the lawyers, from attorneys, to make sure we're doing what we're supposed to do and how we're doing it. So this is really important. I did a lot of highlighting in this thing because I wanted to make sure we were doing what we're supposed to do. So it's been a busy couple of weeks, but it's all good, all very good. So thank all of you who've been working so hard to get ready for the close of the school year. So thank you very much. Okay, with that, we are now going to move into closed session. And the items for closed session are closed session employee personnel matter pursuant to Government Code Section 54957. Second closed session, anticipated litigation, Government Code Section 54956.9. And the next one is closed section, employee performance evaluation, superintendent's discussion, Government Code Section 54957. Those are the items that will be taken under advisement in closed session. So with that, we will be breaking for closed section and returning when we finish. And again, thank all of you, each one of you, for being here with us tonight and staying with us. We really appreciate all of the reports and all of the work that you are doing for the students to make GCC what it is today, a great organization. So thank you. back in session from closed session, and we just have information given to us. However, we did talk a little bit about the superintendent's evaluation and the work that he has done this year, and as of now, it's all very positive. And we're very thankful for the things that he has done and the kind of work that he has put in for GCC's organization. So we applaud him and give him accolades, and we will be meeting to discuss the findings from the board. So with that, the next board meeting will be?
The next board meeting will be June 10th.
June 10th is our next board meeting. Closing comments by the board members? Any other closing comments? Hearing none, seeing none. Then I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll move to adjourn.
It has been moved and second that we will adjourn the meeting for GCC board meeting. And all in favor? Aye. Aye, the ayes have it. Meeting is adjourned.